I picked up a 2007 Yaris, dreaming it'd be a gem. But the truth? Faded switches, a cracked moldy wheel, bumpers barely hanging on, dead battery, warning lights everywhere. The whole car groaned, except the horn, silent. Body filler, thick as plaster. This wasn't just a car, it was a scarred survivor, and reviving it was the start of an adventure. The trunk struts were shot, so we swapped in new ones. The transmission jolted hard. It needed service. The heater refused to wake. The AC was dying. We lifted the car. The chassis rattled, exhaust filled with strange noises, heat shields falling apart. Bolt by bolt, we patched, tightened, replaced. A new exhaust slid into place. The first breath of revival. We drained the oil and transmission fluid. It poured out black as night. New gaskets, a fresh filter, every seal tightened. The AC leaked under pressure, the heater still silent. After a fight, the new compressor went in. Finally, pressure held steady, Freon flowing again. Step by step, the car was learning to breathe once more. The stock cooling fan had died, almost boiled the engine on the road. To save costs, we found a used part, drilled out and fitted in place. The belt was cracked and brittle, replaced with a fresh one. The noise was gone. Hood struts secured, valve covers seeping just a little. Piece by piece, the car was finding its rhythm again. We pulled the old valve cover gasket, scrubbed everything clean, sealing the edges with care. A fresh gasket, the cover back in place, lines reconnected. It wasn't glamorous work, but every detail mattered. Another step in bringing the Yaris back to life. We reconnected the ignition, swapped in fresh transmission fluid, new oil, but not without mistakes along the way. Some parts came from salvaged cars, rough and incomplete. 2 broken bumpers became 1. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. Every fix, every compromise was part of the fight to bring this Yaris back from the edge. The rear panel was warped, so we hammered it back into shape. Layers of body filler hid beneath the surface. We pulled the dents, smoothed them out. Fresh filler, sanded flat, ready for the next chapter of the rebuild. We stripped off the old window tint, faded, brittle, reeking of age. A fresh green wrap gave the car new skin, sharp and bold. People joked it was just lipstick on an old cucumber. But it stood out. Smoked headlight film added depth, the gloss returning, like tired eyes shining again. Those loud leopard print seat covers had to go. Underneath, the original seats were still decent, but once we started tearing things apart, we couldn't stop. If you're going to wash your feet, might as well take a full shower. Door panels came off too, one by one, as the cleanup continued. We stripped away the seals, the plastic trim, even the seat belts. With no power tools yet delivered, every bolt, every clip came out by hand. Slow, tiring work, but part of the ritual of tearing a car down to its bones. The floor mats crumbled like old clay. One poke and they fell apart. We ripped out the carpets, soaked sponges dripping water enough to keep fish alive. Next came the dash. Dust covered the old Fujitsu speakers, relics of another era, and even the cluster still ran on a tiny LCD. We pulled the AC panel, wiped down the glove box, even cleaned the airbag. Layer by layer, everything came apart. 2 tiers, 3 sections, stripped bare. The old alarm system was next. Out it went, a relic of the past, slowing everything down. We pulled down the headliner, soft fabric worn by years, washed it with a high-pressure gun, risky work, not sure if it would hold. 10 years of grime melted under scalding water. Slowly, the car's hidden past was being scrubbed away. The car finally revealed its secret: water leaking in. After the typhoon, cracks let the rain flow from above. Rust confirmed what we suspected. This leak had been there all along, and the culprit was clear: the sunroof drain, clogged and forgotten. A blast of air cleared the clogged drain. Leak solved, but rust had already spread, hidden under layers like tiles over armor. When water seeped in, the insulation soaked it up, carrying it across the floor, feeding the decay from inside out. We patched the base, laid fresh soundproofing, and sealed it with a full floor liner. Another step toward giving this Yaris a second life. Spraying the roof liner alone was exhausting, but once it was clean, we began reinstalling the interior panels, piece by piece, like rebuilding a puzzle. The instrument cluster, scratched and tired, got a clear protective film, shining like new again. For the seats, we went bold. A houndstooth pattern, the same style Porsche once used. Some thought it looked ugly, but to us, it gave the car a soul. The door panels went back in, the seats bolted down. A freshly painted badge gleamed once more. The storage box latch was broken, replaced with a salvage part. Finally, the new film was laid in place. Small details, but each one pulling the car closer to life again. The gauges gleamed crystal clear. We swapped the cabin lights for bright LEDs. Sharp, modern, alive. But the factory speakers were beyond saving. So in went fresh parts, even a new airbag module, patching over years of failure. Diagnostics showed the steering column switch was faulty. We cleaned out the old one, swapped in a new, then clipped the airbag back into place. A pricey decal wasn't worth it, so we restored the original, covered it with a clear film, making it stick once again, shining like new. And the old CD player replaced with a cassette CD combo, a nod to the era this Yaris was born in. Next came the turn signal stalk, swapped out with a salvaged piece, a loosened screw, a quick clip, and it was done. The rear view mirror base had corroded away. We sanded the rust clean, laid down adhesive, brushed activator onto the glass, and fixed it in place. 3 hours of curing, and it was solid again. We mounted the rear view mirror back in place. Then came the upgrades. An NFC key sensor, a fingerprint module wired and sealed tight. Every connection locked down, the harness tucked neatly away. Step by step, the Yaris was transforming, from a forgotten relic into something smarter, stronger, alive again. They say lowering a car makes it ugly, so we fitted shorter springs, dropping the stance with intent. All 4 shocks were replaced, fresh and firm. Even the steering rack boots were renewed. Every piece tightened for the road ahead. And if you've enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next chapter in bringing forgotten machines back to life.